What's up guys, Terran is here along with Odin as usual. Today we're going to do things a little bit differently. We're going to get into a new item that I haven't seen. Pretty much this is new to me, and it caught my interest because this is something new in the reptile industry that's kind of coming in and just taking it by storm. So I've always been interested in getting into some of the new stuff that like they've been innovating into. So one of the things that I've always had an issue with is when you feed your crickets, or at least when you feed your reptiles, not your crickets, when you feed them, you go to a reptile shop, you buy like 30 crickets, the next day half of them are dead. And like you can hear, Odin's in here with me. Half of them are dead, so you're always not getting enough for your money. So something interesting that Grub Terra reached out to me, so we decided to collaborate, make a video, and just to let you know, they gave this to me for free. They told me all I had to do was pretty much put their name in the title, and I could say whatever I wanted. So I'm gonna tell you guys if I think this is actually worth it, if there's something better out there, or at least from what I've researched. Okay, so let's get right into this, guys. Grub Terra is an interesting company, right? They're basically trying to make it so that we have less waste going into the landfills. So it's a good idea. So let's see if this actually works. I've kind of been, damn buddy, this dude really wants to get into it. He thinks it's his like dog toys and stuff, but see if you can, I'm gonna have him give these things a sniff, all right? So basically they're trying to innovate and get something into the market, which has already been in the market, which is interesting that they're not the only ones that do it. I was looking into it, and then Flukers also does it. And they do what's called, they use black soldier fly larvae. So there's a few companies out there that are kind of getting into this. So it seems like they're really efficient when it comes to keeping them as far as small spaces, breeding them, and also how easy they are to feed. So they pretty much eat anything from what I've been seeing. You can go online and see them pretty much just eat huge items, like they'll just eat a hamburger. I've seen people just give them like a giant cucumber or watermelon. So you go on YouTube, you can find all that stuff. But basically the idea, at least from what I see it, or how I kind of get into this, is how can I get more for my money, right? You buy like I said, 30 crickets, half of them die the next day. So is this gonna solve that problem? Also, the other issue with crickets is that they're really smelly, so they have a really bad odor. Dubias are kind of expensive, so is this going to be more efficient for it when it comes to buying them by bulk? So what I do like about them, you can get 500 of these for about $13.95 from Grub Terra, right? So it's actually not that bad. So let's say you got a little leopard gecko, 500 of these will sustain your leopard gecko quite a few weeks, right? So as far as when you're buying a cricket, on average you're buying what, a cricket, 10 cents per cricket, give or take a little bit. So 500 of these for 13 bucks shipped directly to your home. And one of the things that I do find interesting, that when you get these things, they hardly die. So I'll show you. I've actually got these a few days ago, and I left them there because that was my main concern when I'm getting something to feed. Is it gonna last long? So I'll just pour out a few of these. And the one thing I'll mention is that when you get them, there is like a really strong ammonia smell. At least that's how I've been reading, and that supposedly if you change the bedding, that's gonna help reduce the odor, right? But let's see if we can jump into this. I'm gonna pour some on the table so you guys can see what these things are, and then I'll give you my opinion on how we go, okay? All right, guys, so I've poured some out so that way you guys can get a better view. This is what they are. These are black soldier fly larvae. And let me get one so as you guys can see. They remind me a little bit of like little phoenix worms, they call them, or wax worms in a sense. Interesting enough because, like I said, these seem to be actually really interesting for like if you have like little bearded dragons, leopard geckos. These seem to be like the perfect size. You can get them in different sizes. And sorry, let me get Odin because he's making a mess over here. Odin, move. But yeah, these seem to be an interesting size for like little bearded dragons, leopard geckos. And one of the things I really like about them is, like, as you can see, a lot. I've kept them sitting in my little container, which is about that big, probably for like a good, almost gonna be a week now. The reason I left them with that, I didn't touch them, was because I wanted to see how long they would survive in the little container, which is pretty much one of the things I really like the most about it. They're really tough. I've even read, for some reason, people decided to bathe them in alcohol for like 2 hours. This is from what I read, and they survive. So these things are really tough. So they're good as far as like that way you guys don't have any die-offs. Like say you go to the market, you buy some, and they die the next day. So that's what I really like about them. They're also supposed to be very nutritious. Have a lot of calcium within them. All you gotta do is feed them, and they will pretty much eat anything, right? So very good for your reptiles. One of the things I'm gonna try out, I'm gonna see, well, before I get to that, before I feed my axolotl, they come in this, when they're packaged, they come with like some kind of black soil. I'm not sure what that is, but basically I believe you can just change that to something a little more dry. That way when you get it, you're gonna have a really strong like ammonia smell, but that tends to go away from what I was reading. I'm gonna try that myself. I'm gonna probably give you guys updates, but that's pretty much it, guys. I would definitely recommend this if you have like bearded dragons, leopard geckos, chameleons, stuff like that. And when you get more for your money, you don't want to go to the PetSmart, buy yourself a container of crickets or a little bag of crickets and stuff, or waxworms and stuff, and then a day later they all die. Definitely look into Grub Terra. Black soldier flies is what these are. Very interesting company. They've been working out, they've been working out how to get things better, and they even have some dried ones. So if you have like chickens and stuff, you can get dried black soldier fly larvae, which is actually found very interesting. They're trying to get it. How can you feed this to the majority of reptiles? You could do birds, you can do many things. I'm sure if you got hamsters do eat insects, so I'm not sure if you heard of that. You can look that up on YouTube, but very interesting company that I appreciate them reaching out to me, and I'm gonna be bringing you more videos on like things like this, new things that the reptile industry is innovating on. But that's pretty much it for me, guys. I'm gonna just show you guys feeding my axolotl. That dude pretty much will eat anything. So you can feed him to fish too. I should have mentioned that fish will also eat this. So if you got maybe some Oscars, some sort of big cichlids, definitely try that. They're high in calcium. They're good for them. All right, guys. Thank you very much, guys. And please enjoy the next part of my video. All right. Take care.